There we go. Sorry, computers. Okay. Share screen. Okay. So we are so excited this evening that we have Nicqie and we have Lizelle who will be sharing with us. They are both passionate image consultants, qualified makeup artists. They have their own businesses and they're there to guide people, to inspire them, to empower them to be the best versions of themselves. So without further ado, I'm going to show you what Lizelle is going to be presenting for us tonight. So she is talking about your interview attire, the do's and the don'ts. And this is relevant to whether you're working from home or whether you're going into the office environment. And I know that things are starting to open up, so we are starting to get back more into the work environments and what is right and what is not, okay? So that is what we're going to focus on this evening. Lizelle, her company is called Image by Design, and she doesn't just work about here. Her entire process of guiding a woman is, or a man, is inspiring them to be the best versions of themselves. Okay, so I am going to let Lizelle share her screen now. And there we go, Lizelle, you are up.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. How are you doing?
Good.
Are you all well?
Yep.
Oh, wow, thank
awesome.
you. Hello.
Great. Oh, but it's so awesome being all girls together, right? I would just love a cup of coffee and a cake with each one of you. But we'll have a virtual one, as it is. Okay, great. I'm going to start sharing my screen with you. Let me just get that going. There we go. Okay, so I thought just to introduce myself to you, as you don't really know who I am, most of you. I am Lizelle de Kock. I've got a company called Image by Design, which I started actually just in the beginning of this year. But I am very busy because I'm a businesswoman as well, and I'm a mother. Here's my family. I've got my 3 girls over there. And I've got my man, which is my hubby over there. He's not in this picture because with the girls, because he doesn't like pictures. I had to force him to sit for the one at the party. And then I believe in Jesus, my Savior, and he is, without him, I am nothing. So these are the most important priorities in my life. And if I'm not stable in that, then nothing seems to be working for me. Okay, so just to give you a little bit of background of my experience so that you know who you're talking to. In the recruiting field, I consulted for recruiting agencies in my career where I recruited and I placed candidates. I knew what the clients were looking for. It was my job to find out, and I had 100% successful placement rate during my career. And then in business, I had a successful party planning business, which was featured on television programs. I was the author of the book, or is the author of the book Party Time. And I also work for Avon directly for the head office, where I believe in empowering women to be independent and running a business from scratch, especially the less fortunate who just don't know how to run businesses and don't know how to start things for themselves, or have the tools to do it. I give training and coaching for business entrepreneurs through the Bridge to Business Varsity program. And then apart from several business courses, I'm a qualified image consultant. And a part-time student of Bachelor of Theology. And like I put there, you can never stop learning, right? I always want to keep on learning. Okay, so I'm going to take you through the dress code and first impressions, interview essentials I'm going to touch on, and then obviously the do's and the don'ts of interview attire. And then I'm going to end off with image setbacks. Okay, so when you're ready, I will start. Okay, so I want to ask you, if I do ask questions, you're welcome just to type it into the text box, or you can just unmute yourself and mention if you want to. Otherwise, if you do have questions, we can wait until the end and you can ask me then. But I want to ask you, at first glance, we judge people by their, what would you say? By their appearance, right? So the dress code for different professions, you know, like for instance, a lawyer is expected to look a certain way, okay, to be professional, and she needs to look a certain, she needs to play the part and look the part. Where a chef needs to look different. A chef needs a hat, they need the uniform, you know, so depending on what type of business you're going for the interview, that depends on what you will be wearing. So there are different professions like big businesses, law firms, financial companies, manufacturing companies, real estate agents, advertising agencies, entertainment companies, IT, and so forth. Okay, so we can carry on, but it depends on which interview are you going for. What is the job that you are applying for, and you need to look that part. When it comes to style, always buy the best quality that you can afford. Okay, so this is now a first impression. Okay, so I want you to share some comments with me. What is your first impression of this lady? What would you say if she would come in the room now for an interview? If you had to judge her on a first impression, what would you say? What type of job is she applying for? And I would just like some comments if you can type in the box for me. Or you can unmute and mention. What would you say? Would you think she is going to apply for a teacher's position? Maybe a lawyer? Admin work? Sonia says admin work. Okay. So let me carry on. Oh, Ronald says back office. Okay. Let's see. If I carry on. Here she is. A maid over lady. What would you say now? If I say she applied for a lawyer's position, she's got a degree in law, now you would take her seriously, right? And that's so important, first impressions. The social psychologist Albert Meyerbeer explained that impression is formed through 55% visual presentation, that is now what we wear, how we wear it, and our personal grooming. 38% is our tone of voice, and only 7% is what we are actually saying. So if you think about it, you already make up your mind about someone during the first impression without her even opening up her mouth. Let's carry on. There you see the transformation, right? On the left-hand side, you wouldn't take her seriously as a lawyer, but on the right-hand side, now she's looking the part. You know, she's groomed well. Now your first impression is you taking her seriously. Next one. What would you say she's applying for? Yes, Michelle, the previous one, she does look amazing, right? What would you say this one? Would you say, oh, Teagle? Sonia says Teagle. I want one more, housekeeper. Okay, great. Let's see the next one. What would you say now? Now you will take it more seriously, right? If she's applied for a teacher position. Okay, let's say this one was applying for a teacher position. Now you would take her seriously, where you would maybe doubt her qualifications and her standard in the previous photo, right? Just shows you what a big difference it makes. And I'm going to show you just a couple more. There's another makeover, and look at this one. This is a before photo, right? She looks butch. She doesn't wear any makeup. In the left hand, she shaved her hair off. The right hand side, she started growing her hair. Look at the next one, the after. Isn't that amazing? What makeup, style, and hair can do to a person, right? And this is the real her. This is a sparkling lady that she is. Amazing, right? So if we carry on and we go to essentials, the essentials of the accomplished professional is you always need to have clean ironed clothing. Your buttons need to be on, hems in place. And your clothing needs to flatter your body shape, your personality, and your career. Your perfume should be soft, not overpowering. You know, you could love your perfume, but the person sitting across from you might, his ex-wife maybe have the same perfume and he hates her, maybe. You know, you never know. So you can't take any chances. Your hairstyle needs to be effortless and it needs to be natural. Long hair needs to be swept back. And you need to have natural, well-blended makeup. Short to medium length fingernails and nail varnish in subtle shades, not chipped. Okay, we're going to touch on that a little bit later. Okay, if we carry on. Dresses, you need to have a modest neckline, 5 centimeter above cleavage. You'll see here it's almost right on top. So you don't want to draw any other attention than to your personality, right? You don't want to draw attention to your body in any way. You want them to actually take you serious and listen to you. Medium to long sleeves is great, and a single color dress worn with a jacket is your go-to. Okay, so look at this picture. I just love this picture because it shows you the power of clothes. Okay, it shows you on the left-hand side, this woman is sending another message. The one on the right-hand side means business, and you can see she's serious. So I'm going to go through the do's and the don'ts of interview attire. Remember that you don't want to draw attention to your clothes, but you want to draw attention to your awesome personality. Okay. So I'm going to show you a couple of what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. Because we're doing this online, and even if it was in person, I always like to give you visuals because I feel that's something that you will remember quite clearly as instead of me just talking and babbling on. Okay, so I know in most interviews and in most companies, the look is not as formal as it would be, for instance, in Joburg, Sandton. You know, most of them are not formal. So the acceptable tops here, you can see, it's some of them are a little bit more classic. If you see the second one here, which is the peach look, it's very, very nice that you can wear with a pencil skirt. It's nice to wear an interesting top like this. There's more acceptable tops that you can wear. You can see there's no cleavage showing. There's nothing too short or too long or too baggy, right? So this is what would look great. Unacceptable is like this. The cleavage is showing already. It's too low. And then on the right-hand side, you'll see it's way too casual. You know, it's just way too casual and with character showing on the tops. This is not acceptable for an interview. Acceptable dresses. You can see on the left-hand side, although it's a one-piece dress, it looks like a pencil skirt with a top, which is great. The rest of it, it's one color dresses, which is acceptable and it looks quite good. Okay, unacceptable is obviously this. You'll see the first one here looks like she's going to a party. So that's evening wear and it's for a whole different scene, right? The next one, it's too short. And the third one, it's too hippie, it's too busy. And at the end, you'll see it's too country, it's too revealing on top. It's definitely, no one's going to take you serious if you wear anything like this. Pants acceptable. I just love this first one. I absolutely love the look of this first one with the jacket. It looks so stunning. You'll see on the top where the vertical lines are, it's also a very good option. You'll see nice heels, the hems, everything's in place. This is quite nice to wear. Unacceptable pants, obviously a lot over here. A jean is unacceptable for an interview. You know what, I even want to say if you go for a casual job, let them tell you, you know, you can actually wear down when you come for the job, when you know that you've got the job. But when you go for an interview, you want to have that first impression that you are taking this job seriously, that you look the part, you look well-groomed, and you are professional. Okay, so stay away from palazzo pants, which is baggy. anything that's unflattering, too much print, stay away from that. Acceptable jackets. Here you can see there's a lot that you can choose from here. A jacket is a must for any interview. So always make sure that you wear a jacket. It just shows you it's more professional. When it's got these little cushions on top, it gives you that nice look at the shoulders. Very, very nice to wear. Even if it's summer, I would urge you to wear a jacket, even if it's a light one. Okay. Unacceptable is obviously a jean. Do not wear a jean jacket. Also, no leather. And anything that's too casual. You don't want to look like you're going for a jog. Okay, you want to look professional. So all these are obviously not acceptable. You'll see the lady there on the right-hand side at the bottom. I actually know a lady like that that was going for an interview that wore something like this. You know, it just looks like you got cold and you dragged something out of the car and put on you. Even if it's for a job that's very casual, please go that extra mile and rather wear a different jacket. Okay, acceptable skirt. You can see it's most of them are knee length. It's not too short. It's very flattering on the body shapes. So this is something that you will look at wearing. Unacceptable is anything that's too short. You know, look at those, all too short, high above the knee. Anything that's too revealing or too casual or too long for you, it's definitely not going to work. Okay, it's definitely too casual. Okay, it would be a good thing if you can take a screenshot if you want, or I can send it afterwards. Here are some acceptable outfits for interviews that you can wear. The most common one is the one second from the left, where you wear the pants, the same color pants, maybe navy or black pants with a jacket, and then you can mix it with colors in between. Okay, and so important to know your body shape and the colors that suit you, because that can actually make or break your outfit. There's some more acceptable outfits that you can see. It looks very professional. You've got the woman here, she looks like a lawyer with a long skirt and the black and white polka dot shirt or blouse. It looks very neat, very professional. You can all see that they are on their way to work. Unacceptable, again, anything too casual and definitely not ripped jeans. Okay, definitely. I don't care how in fashion it is. It's not, excuse me, it's not appropriate for an interview. Okay, the 1/3 from the right, you can also say it looks like a housewife. Okay, it doesn't tell me that you're looking for or taking the job seriously. There are some more unacceptable ones. You can see this is just way too casual. Okay. Great. So I hope that that's given you some ideas on what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. Okay, again, your first impression is made within seconds when you see someone. I remember when I was recruiting a lot of candidates, and I would have a list of things that the client would tell me that they were looking for. And on top of that list was the image, was how they were looking and how they were carrying themselves. So it's so, so, so important. And you know what, we can go even more into it about body language, because what you, like I said to you earlier, only 7% of what you really say is what comes out in a first impression. The way you move, the way you carry yourself, the way you're groomed, the way your body language is, that talks to a person a lot more than what you actually are saying. So I can even tell you that a client would make up their mind if they were going to interview or actually going to appoint this person or not. And I can tell you that time and time again, a client would tell me that. Okay. And what I've done previously with them, they would ask me to send photos in so that they can create a short list. And they would choose those that are most presentable in the photos to be shortlisted, even if the other ones had higher qualifications. So from experience, I really do know that first impressions last. So there are a couple of things that can set your image back, you know. So, and these are the things that we would really like to focus on, so that you know that you might try to hide it, but it's stuff that can actually ruin your interview. And I love this quote by Maya Angelou that says, they might not remember what you said, but they will remember how you made them feel. And that's something that stuck with me many times in my career, always how I make someone feel. Okay, if you come and you sit in front of me and you're presentable and you look professional, you know, you're very inviting and approachable. But if you come and you're very slack in your appearance and I can see you're not looking after yourself, it doesn't look to me like you want the job that bad, right? I'm sure it makes sense. Okay, so makeup. Makeup can be your downfall because you can put on too much makeup or you can put no makeup on at all. Too much makeup will tell me, you know, you're too dramatic. You know, I mean, it's not like you're going out, you're coming for an interview. And if you don't put any makeup on, it will tell me that you don't take pride in your appearance. In your interview, you're supposed to look the best. You're supposed to look better than you do look daily, if you know what I mean. Like many people would come to me and they would sit in front of me and they will be so well dressed coming for the interview, because I would do the screening process, and they would look very nicely dressed. And or the other way around, actually, is how it used to happen with me. They would come in a more casual manner, and then I would have to set them up and teach them, coach them how to dress for the interview. When I send them, they need to look the best on the first day that I met them. They can dress down depending on the company they were applying to, but it's so important for that very, very first interview to know what type of company it is, what type of company you're applying for, and to dress the part, you know. Rather dress up and be professional than be casual and dress down, even if it is a very casual job, like I said earlier. So makeup doesn't have to be a big thing. You can just do your makeup naturally. Make sure you've got some lipstick on, a shade that suits you. Some blush is important, mascara, and maybe some eyeliner, and definitely foundation. Okay, so that they can see that you are taking pride in your appearance. Chipped nails is definitely a no-no. Okay, body odor, definitely a no-no. Make sure you smell good, but don't be overpowering. And then also dark underwear that's under light dark garments is definitely a no-no. Tattoos that are showing, rather cover it. Make sure that there's no bra straps showing or anything like that. Again, you don't want to draw attention to any bad parts. Okay, you rather want to cover up and be well prepared before you go. Untidy hair in weird colors. I know some people have got the trend, or they go through a season where they color their hairs different colors.
Sorry, everyone. I think that we're having a little bit of a technical glitch here. Let's give Lizelle a few moments.
In a little pink on the side, feel confident in handling. Can you hear me?
Yes, sorry, love. You broke up there for a moment, but you are back loud and clear. Oh dear, I think we've lost her. Sorry, I'm laughing with the situation. Let's just see here if I see her in the chat box. Okay, you know what? While we are waiting for her to return,
Tyler. She's
Can you hear
back.
me?
thank you, love. Yes, you're back. That's perfect.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even notice that I was losing any connection.
It's all right.
Apologies for that. Yeah, that is a new way of the future. Eh? This is now different problems. Not that the coffee or the milk is running out, it's our internet is running out. My goodness. Okay, so we're all good. I can carry on.
All good.
Okay, great. Okay, so let's test your knowledge. Okay, I'm not going to ask you too many questions. I just want to ask you one question because I would love to give you a free style personality test. Okay, so let's see which one of the three is the least important to consider when a first impression is formed. Is it A, visual presentation, B, tone of voice, or C, what is being said? Let's see. Tihora, she's saying C. Well done. You are correct. And because you were the first one answering, you will get your style personality test. I see you all have been listening because Trudy, Adele, Leanne, Nettie, I mean everyone's saying C. So that was too easy, eh? Okay, but good news, you all are getting it. Okay, you all will be getting a free style personality test. What I'm going to do is I'm going to post a link into the group, and I would love for you just to go click on that link. I'm not going to do it now. I'll do it when Nicqie comes up. Whenever you have a time, if you can just click on the link and just complete your details for me, and I'll make sure you get your style personality test. One other thing I want to tell you is that I've done for the Bridge to Business Varsity, I've done a whole series on a whole module on how to prepare for an interview by doing a portfolio of evidence. And I would love to give that to you as well. You can go through it in your own time. And Tihora, you're also welcome to share it with the rest of your teams. I think it would be so beneficial for everyone that is going on interviews going forward. Okay, so that was me. I only had 20 minutes. I hope I did not exceed the time because I know I wanted to say a lot of things. Thank you so much. You can follow me on social media and Image Innovators for anyone that is not from there, because I know we've got a lot of sisters joining in. Thank you so much, everyone. Tihora, oh, sorry, Taylor. Anything else from me that you need? I think that's it. I will stop sharing my screen.
Thank you so much, Lizelle. That was amazing. And I think that information was so helpful. And I think one needs to be cognizant of the fact that, yes, we only have that one chance to make a first impression. And if you're not making the best first impression, like, why waste your energy getting dressed in the morning? So it's so important that we get up, we dress up, and we show up being the best versions of ourselves. And I want to thank you so much for sharing that with us. It was unbelievable, getting a little bit of inside knowledge, because you definitely have that from all your experience. So we really appreciate your being able to share that with us. And thank you. If anyone has any questions for Lizelle, please will you write it in the chat box, and then we will get to it. I'm going to let Nicqie. Nicqie is our next presenter. She's going to be talking to us about horizontal body shapes. And I'm not even going to tell you what horizontal body shapes is, because she is going to take you through the whole process of it. Nicqie's company is called the Identity Stylist, and she works on the identity from right within to right without. And we are so excited for her to start. So I'm going to shush and let somebody else do the talking. Nicqie, all yours.
Okay. Hello, can you hear me now? No.
Yes. No, now you're on silent.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you so much, beautiful Carla. It's such an honor to spend this evening with all of you. I'm sort of going to jumpstart and ask you a question, and I really want you to answer me in the comments. I can't see the comments, so you'll just have to tell me. When last did you have a proper look at yourself in a full mirror, a full-length mirror? And were the emotions positive and good, content, or was it negative, not feeling good about yourself, and actually body shaming yourself? And if you don't answer, I'm going to assume that it's actually not very positive. Why can't I see the comments?
It's okay. So I'll read for you, my love. Adele said, oh, no, we're still waiting for comments. Adele says, yes, body shame. Vivian says,
okay, now I can see it. Okay.
Oh, fabulous.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Oh, there you go. Okay, so I'm going to assume if you didn't answer that the emotions.
I'm going to help you here. I'll read the comments for you. Okay. There's
okay, no, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
I don't actually want, yeah, okay. So I want to challenge you, whether you answered or not, you know exactly when you look yourself in the mirror, do you feel confident? Are you content? Are you grateful for how you look? Or are you more prone to self-doubt and even maybe self-hating? Because that cycle needs to stop. And the only person that can stop it is you. So I want to challenge you for the next week. Go and stand in front of that mirror once every day, whether it's in the morning before everyone wakes up or late at night when everyone's asleep. But go and stand and focus on one positive thing for the next week. And even if you can find only one thing per day that you are grateful for and that you are content with, and I promise you, at the end of the week, you will actually feel better about yourself. Because the moment you feel better and you believe that you are worthy and you are valuable, your whole attitude is going to change, and you will see how other people are going to approach you differently. Because at the end of the day, your body is not abnormal. Your body is unique. And next time when you, why can't I move the, sorry. Okay. And next time when you go and fit that dress, let's say it's a size 42 or 44, whatever your size is, and you fit a dress and it feels uncomfortable. And before you want to say, what is wrong with my body? Why doesn't it fit this way and I need to lose weight? Don't say that. And remember that your body is unique. So for that garment, that size 42, to fit you, it needs to be tailor-made for your specific measurements. And if you actually think about it, that size 42 needs to fit thousands of other 42s. So it's actually impossible for that one dress to fit you perfectly. So what you can do is you can maybe get it tailored, or otherwise you can equip yourself with sewing lessons, and then you can tailor your own clothing, and you can even tailor your friend's clothes as well, and maybe make a few bucks out of that. But remember, your body is unique, and for a garment to fit you perfectly, we don't just look at your size. We look at your age, your height, your weight, your scale, your bust size, your horizontal proportions, your vertical proportions, your neck length, your neck circumference, your face shape, your shoulder width, your shoulder slope, and then the challenges that you face with your body currently. So there's a lot of areas that need to be taken in consideration to make a garment perfectly suited for you. And if you're interested in all those different details, and if you're not an image consultant from Image Innovators, then you can definitely email me. You can even go and look on my website. I can do a style consultation with you. And with that style consultation, a program is included where you will find all those different garments, all the detail that works perfectly for you. Otherwise, you can go follow me on Facebook and Instagram. The content that I'm sharing with you tonight is the same content that I'm sharing on my social platform. because I want to add to your life. You're not just going to follow me because I want you to follow me. I really want you to benefit from following me. And I will be honored if you go and follow me. Okay, so for this session, we're going to focus on the horizontal proportion. And I hope you brought your measuring tape. If you haven't, that's fine, because I'm going to give you some guidelines, and you must probably already know what body shape you have because you know the challenges that you have with your body. But if you don't know, I'm just going to show you quickly. You're going to do 3 measurements. The first measurement is going to be the widest part at your butt. You're going to look at the butt. You're going to do that. And then you write down the number. And then you're going to do the slimmest part of your waist. And you write that number down. And then you're going to do the hips. Let me just do it. So you're going to turn sideways. And the widest part of the hips. Okay. And then you write down all 3 of the measurements. If you are totally lost and you need some guidance, you can definitely inbox me and I will help you determine your horizontal proportion. So we're going to divide, there's a few groups that you will fall into. And most of the shapes are quite, we are quite familiar with it, although the naming of the different shapes differ. So if you go and look on Pinterest, you will most probably see that they call a triangle a shape or whatever the case may be, but the bottom line is it's still the same. The principle still stays the same, except that diamond and the round, the 2 at the ends, I'm going to put them together and I'm going to discuss them in one group, because although there's a slight difference between the 2, most of the guidelines are going to be the same for both of them. Okay, so let's start at the hourglass. So if you say your bust line and your hip line are similar and you've got a well-defined waist, like 16 to 18 centimeters defined waist, then you are an hourglass. And the styling aim for your body shape is to enhance that shape. Because your body already has the balance, all that we do is to enhance that. You can see, can you see the picture of, I'm just going to move it like that. Is that better? Is it better? Okay.
It's good.
Cool. Okay. So the garments that will work for you is tailored clothing, shape dresses, slightly flared pants, otherwise straight pants and straight skirts. The tops that will suit your body, you will see the sleeves it's not going to have a lot of attention to the sleeves. It's not going to add volume because your upper part of the body already has the balance. So we're just going to put on a top that actually is going to flow with your body shape. The skirt, you can do an A-line or you can do a straight line, depending on your style personality. Then the different pants, you've got quite a range of different options to choose from. And then the dresses, you can see the dress is taking in at the waist and out at the hips because you want to enhance that shape. The focal point, whenever you put on whatever the top and the dress or the top and the skirt or pants, remember your focal point needs to be at the top and at the bottom. I'm going to show you a picture just now. If you are happy with your waist, you can definitely make the focal point your waist. Otherwise, create a balanced through focal point. For instance, if you look at the first lady with the red lips and the red handbag, the lip is the focal point and the handbag, so it's top and bottom. The next one with the belt in the middle, you can see it's taking in the waist. The green top and the green shoes, the red top and the red shoes are also the top and the bottom. That's bringing in that's enhancing the balance. And the V neckline is also a beautiful line for you to accentuate your shoulders. If you say you've got no defined waist, your hip, your waist, and your bust is similar, then you are a rectangle. So you're gonna first try to slim the waist. Otherwise, if you're not happy with your waist and you don't want to draw attention to your waist, you're going to draw the attention up and you're going to elongate your body, and you're going to rather try to move your shape from a rectangle to a inverted triangle. So slightly shaped garments will work for you. Wrap dress will look beautiful, slightly fed pants, and an A-line skirt. These are the tops that will work for you. You can see the short and angle, the second one, the short and angle, that sleeves are definitely going to broaden your shoulders. So it's going to draw the attention up, but the other ones are not really going to have quite a dramatic effect with your shoulder line. Because if you're not happy with your waist, then we're going to create a vertical line, because that is what your body shape is. So we're just going to keep it that way if you don't want to take it in at the waist. The skirts that will work for you, you can go for a straight line. Otherwise, you can go for an A-line as well. Quite a few options there. And the different styles of pants that will work for you. And the dresses. There you can see some of them are taken in at the waist. But like I said, if you're not happy with your waist, you're going to rather draw the attention up with the buttons. You can see that once the buttons, the attention is drawn up, and it's going to create a vertical line. And that's what you're going to follow, is that vertical line with your body. Your focal point is going to be at the top. Otherwise, you can do a focal point that is balanced through. I will show you a few examples just now what I mean. And what you also can create with the vertical lines and the horizontal lines. Remember, vertical lines create slim down. Horizontal lines are going to broaden. So for you, being a rectangle, you can wear pants that is vertical and tops that is horizontal. The colors, light colors are going to enhance, and darker colors are going to slim. The pants, dark pants, that dark skirts, and the top lighter. There's the example. You can see with the green dress, that lady is most probably long, so she can do a focal point at the feet with the red shoes. The second one, the low contrast between the pants and the top, that's going to create a vertical line, and the ruffles at the top also create a vertical line. And the last one, the dark green top, if you are a light-skinned lady, then that's going to create a focal point with the red handbag. Otherwise, if you are a dark-skinned lady, then I would rather recommend that you wear a lighter top for that contrast to create with the V neckline. If you say you are larger above your waistline, you have an undefined waist, you have broad shoulders, and very shapely legs, then you're almost probably an inverted triangle. And your styling aims are going to be to enhance your lower body, to lengthen and slim down your upper part of the body, and to increase your length. We're going to do that with setting sleeves because we don't want to draw any attention to your shoulder line. You can wear dresses that skim over the waist because your waist won't be really one of the areas that you want to enhance. You can do flare pants, otherwise an A-line skirt is going to work beautifully for you because that's going to bring the balance into your lower part of the body. The sleeves that you're going to wear, you can see, not going to draw a lot of attention to your shoulder line, and that's exactly what you want. The skirts that will work for you can do an A-line. I would definitely recommend, if you like the A-line and you like it like a pencil skirt, choose it in a light color, otherwise with a pattern, because that is where the focal point needs to be. So if you're going to wear a dark or navy or black pencil skirt, it's going to shrink even more your hip line, and that's not what you want. You want to enhance that area, and the skirt that will work is an A-line, and that you can wear in a darker color or in a pattern, because you want attention and you want volume at that area. The style pants that will work for you, also different style of pants. The skinny is the same as the pencil skirt. Choose it in a light color so that it doesn't slim you there, but it actually gives you the balance that you need from your upper part of the body, so that we can create that, create the balance. The different dresses, you can see the dresses gives you the volume at the bottom. And this one with the lot of detail there on the hip line is beautiful, but remember, this is not professional wear. You can wear this maybe over the weekend, but that's it. Your focal point needs to be at the bottom. So you can do interesting shoes, you can do the A-line dresses for the volume at the pants, at the legs, and at the bottom. If you are happy with your waist, you can enhance that and you can make that a focal point. And remember again about vertical and horizontal lines. You're going to add vertical lines at the top because you want to slim that area. Horizontal lines you're going to add at the bottom because you want to broaden that area. Light colors will be at the bottom, dark colors at the top. For instance, look how beautiful Sophia looks with a peplum top and a printed pencil skirt. But when you see her, your focus is already drawn to her bottom half of the body. And although her body shape is the inverted triangle with stacks, she creates that balance. And you can see the pants that you're going to wear is a bit more loose because that creates volume at the bottom, and the top are vertical lines. And you've got interesting shoes that draw the attention down. Triangle. When your widest part of the body is the hip, your styling aim is to enlarge and widen the upper part of your body, to lengthen and slim down the lower part of your body, and to attract the attention to your upper part. And that you're going to do by shoulder enhancing top. The Empire dress is beautiful because you can see with the V neckline, it's going to broaden your shoulders. Your waist is taken in. The color, the red at the top is also beautiful because it enhances this area and it slims down the bottom half of the area of your body. Then you can wear slightly flared pants, or you can do a subtle A-line. Your shoulder lines and the top that will work for you are gonna, like I've just mentioned, are shoulder enhancing top. So for instance, this angled sleeve, that's gonna broaden your shoulders. You can do a deep V-neck. You can do the flatter, it's also gonna add volume to your shoulders because currently your shape is like this, and we want to create the balance. The dresser of the skirt, pencil skirt, that I will recommend in a dark color. Otherwise, you can go for a semi-A-line, like these other three examples that I've put in for you, but also dark colors. The different bands that will work for you, also quite a few options. And then the dresses, there you can see some of them are taken in at the waist, but the others are also drawing the attention up. The buttons are drawing the attention up. You can see the inverted triangle is going to broaden your shoulders, and that's what you want to create with the dress that you put on. You want to broaden your shoulders, you want to draw the attention up. So your focal point is going to be at the top of your body. And when you think of vertical lines, you can do it at the bottom half of your body. The horizontal lines are going to be at the top. Light colors at the top, dark colors at the bottom. With these examples, you can see by putting on very interesting earrings or a scarf, a colorful top a colorful top, that's going to create a focal point at the top half of your body. And you can see the nude heel with the pointed toe. That's also going to slim your legs and elongate your lower part of the body. Then if you are similar, and your butt and hip line are similar, but your stomach are wider, then you are a diamond. So the styling aim for you is to slim and to smooth and elongate your torso to create an inverted triangle. So we're going to broaden your shoulders and we're going to draw the attention to your top, to the top of the body. That you're going to, with that you will be able, with this you will be able to create loose for the top, so a V neckline. The V neckline is also going to broaden your shoulders. You can do a flow-through waist dress. You can see the red dress. There's nothing going in, but it's going to just flow through your waist. And you can do a subtle flared skirt. These tops and the sleeves, you can see this fluffy is also going to add volume to your shoulders, and you want to create volume and you want to create a focal point at the top half of your body. Your skirts, you can do a pencil, you can do a straight line skirt, or you can do a subtle A-line. Just remember, your challenge is your waist. So it's your torso. So when you think about a waistband, you're not going to choose a very wide waistband, and you're not going to choose one that is, you hear me there? Okay. You're not going to choose one that you maybe going to tie around with a belt, because you don't want to draw attention to your waist. You're rather going to create vertical lines. And here's a few skirts that you also can wear. And then the dresses. With this, you can also see, oh, sorry, we're not going to take it in at the waist. We're only going to create a vertical line. And the different fans that will work for you. Your focal point needs to be at the top. So your vertical lines are going to be at the bottom. Horizontal lines are going to be at the top, but not at your stomach area. Just remember, because you don't want to draw any attention to this area. So you're not going to have seam lines at your waist. You're not going to really add horizontal lines to your waist. Rather choose a different way to create a focal point at the top half of your body. You're going to add light colors to the top and dark colors to your bottom. And these are the examples you can see with the neckline, with this necklace. It's creating a focal point at the top, and the dresses flow through your waist. It's not really taken in at the waist. The scarf also creates a focal point at the top half of your body. And the bling test. So after everything that I've said, and you say, okay, yes, Nicqie, where now? I feel a bit lost. Just remember, what is your horizontal proportion? Where do you need to add the focus? You need it to be at the top because you are a triangle. Otherwise, inverted triangle, you need to add the volume at the bottom. You need to add the focal point at the bottom. So for the bling test, after you've put on your whole outfit for the day, with your earrings and your handbag and your shoes and your jacket, then you go and stand in front of that full-length mirror, and you close your eyes, and when you open it, the first thing that your eyes see, the first area that your eyes are drawn, that is going to be your focal point. So make sure that whatever you've put on, when you open your eyes, the focal point is going to be at the right place. So for questions and answers, Kyla said that we're going to put it in the box, in the comment box. And then just remember, someone else's beauty is not the absence of your own. So go do that challenge and send me a WhatsApp, send me an email after the week and tell me, did it really make a difference? Because I believe it will definitely. And remember, we are all Wonder Women. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicqie. That was so amazing and informative. And I think it's so incredible for us to be able to learn more about ourselves. I think we sit in wonder, like, why do I put on weight on my waist? Why do I sort of get broader on my behind? Like, where, like, so just understanding where your challenges are and being able to identify them. Sure. Thank you for that amount of information. It was so incredible and it was so wonderful to share the evening with you. Well, you know what? If I see that there are a few messages coming through here. Everyone's saying thank you, Nicqie. Does anyone have any questions that they'd like answered from either Lizelle or from Nicqie? Because I think this would be a good time just to open the floor. You can unmute yourselves if you'd like and ask a question. Leanne says, we are all unique and special. Love the blink test. Used it years ago and it brought it all back. So that's incredible. And I think it's so important that we can identify our uniqueness and embrace our, you know what, we're not all perfect, but we are beautiful in our imperfections. And I think that is what is so incredible. So thank you.
You're not supposed to be perfect.
No, why? That would be so boring. Does anyone else have any questions for us?
Hello, I've got one.
Yes, Adele, love to hear from you.
I want to know, just from Lizelle, what is the impact that it makes, or the impression that it makes when you wear all black to an interview? I know going to a very corporate, I used to do black, but in the modern day, we've moved past that from the 1990s and whatever. What is your advice on mixing and matching with black going for interviews?
Thanks, Adele, for that question. It's a very valid question. Black, it all depends. That's why it's so focus, knowing the type of body shape, because you can either wear a color belt, or I love to put focus on the lips, put a bold lip if you do wear black in total. But just be careful, because black can make you look tired, especially if your makeup is not on point. If you've got very, very natural, barely any makeup on, then black makes you look tired. But black, all in all, if I can give an example, if you've got black hair with a black top, with black pants, with black shoes, you know, it's going to look like you're going to a funeral. You know, I don't think the impression would be that good. It's good to keep the one thing that's the go-to from my experience in the recruiting industry would be a one-color dress with a different color jacket. Maybe a black jacket with a one-color dress, and make sure that you use your focal point. Bring in some color somewhere, you know, just to make yourself interesting and make your good features stand out. Focus on that, where your good features are. I hope it answers your question.
It does, perfectly. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. I remember before I was an image consultant, or before I even did the training for this, I used to love black. And my child said to me, if someone would ask her what's mommy's favorite color, she would say black. Because I just used to wear black. But yeah, it's I have a bold lip or something if you do that.
Lizelle, can I ask a question? What about the psychology of color when you go for an interview?
Oh, what a great question. What a great question, Nicqie. I truly, truly believe in a red. Not a, I was taught that, and because red, well, not a bright red, like a soft red, a darker red. It gives the impression of confidence. You know, but it depends on, like that very first photo I showed you, that's the wrong red. Okay, so you need to wear like maybe a darker red, because it really does have it shows that you've got confidence. Don't be afraid of color. Really don't be. It shows confidence in someone if someone wears it. It just needs to be worn appropriately. Like with that first woman, obviously that was the wrong red, for the wrong skin, for everything. So that's why style and color is so important, because it's like what Nicqie said, I think, in the beginning, and what I always say is, with image consulting, it's not that you're really fixing what is wrong. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with us. It is just bringing out what's already beautiful, you know, focusing and putting the stuff together to bring out the best features. Because you can have your friend wearing the red dress to an interview and it looks amazing, and you can try the same thing and it might not work for you. But with the psychology, like you say, with the colors, it is such a good question. Like, I'm thinking, if you go for a beauty therapy or a spa position, you know, greens, soft greens are the way. You need to blend in with the type of company that you are applying for. And if I can give a tip, I know you didn't ask for this now, but a tip, and you're going to see, if you follow the link, which I will reply, once all of you fill in the form, I will send you the link of the portfolio of evidence training that I gave. It's so important to research the company that you are applying to, make sure what their values are, and what they stand for, and their dress code, and the colors and their logo, and whatever you can find out about them, and try and bring that into your attire. Like, for instance, if it's a spa, you know, green, soft greens have got that calming effect. That would be a great color to choose, if it makes any sense. And also, it's not like you're trying to become someone that you're not. It is just focusing on the things that's important to them. You know, every company has values, integrity, honesty, stuff like that. Yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Yes, thank you very much. Thanks.
I'm thinking that we should actually do a whole presentation on the power of color and the psychology of color, because I think that would be like a really, really awesome thing to feature, because I think so many people are not in the know. And Lizelle, you were saying that about red, that girl in the first picture was wearing like a red that wasn't suitable, but knowing that we all have a red that is suitable for us, that is knowledge, that is power, and being able to use that power is incredible. Ladies, I'm not sure if anyone else has any questions for us, but I'm going to share my screen now, because you know what? I think it would be lovely to hear from Tiara and hear a little bit more about Dress for Success, and why we all came here tonight to be part of this event, and to share in the empowering of this incredible organization. So Tiara, I've shared the screen. You are, I think I shared the screen.
Right, good to go, Kyla.
Good, there we go.
Awesome. Well, it's been a great hour, and I just want to say thank you to Nicqie, thank you to Lizelle, thank you to Kyla for participating and for sharing your knowledge with all the ladies on the call. I really appreciate it. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Tiara Pathan, and I'm the Chief Volunteer at Dress for Success Cape Town. And I thought that it would be prudent for me just to share a little bit about the work we do, in case any of you are interested in getting involved to support us, or if any of you need our help. So we are an affiliate of an international not-for-profit. Our head office is in New York. There are about 140 affiliates like us in 30 countries all around the world. And I'm very proud to say that after 7 years, I brought the first one to South Africa, and it's based in Cape Town. So what do we do in a nutshell? We support women who are going for an interview with the appropriate interview attire so that they can make the right first impression, and feel confident on the inside and outside, and take that best step forward when going for the interview. The most important part of the work we do is really so that they can get the job. And if they get the job, they can eventually move out of poverty. And that's kind of holistically what we do. Now, if they get the job after we've supported them, they're welcome to come back to us for a week's worth of matching separates, and that's our employment suiting. So we do two kinds of suitings. Our offices are based at the Sarki Bartman Center in Manenberg, but we also have a small satellite office in Plumstead. During COVID, as you can imagine, many women were affected, you know, either being retrenched, or having their salaries reduced, or you know, losing their jobs, or not being able to go for employment. So it's been really tough on the women in the past few months, and so we've had to put a hold on all our services because of COVID. But actually, we did 2 virtual suitings, and we couriered items to ladies that were going for interviews. So that was quite an amazing experience as well. So if you want to get involved, what can you do? Next slide. There's several ways, obviously, to support us. You can, like Image Innovators SA, they have hosted an event on our behalf. And although we had a lot of people sponsored tickets, we also had some ladies that purchased tickets, and all of those monies go towards paying the rent either at Sarki Bartman or in Plumstead. And what we also do is we sometimes, when ladies come to us and they don't have money to get to the interviews, we support them with traveling fare. So the clothing that we get donated from women that, you know, we always have too much in our wardrobes, things that are too big or too small, it was the wrong color. You know, we bought it because it was on sale and it actually doesn't suit us. Women like you and I, they donate their gently worn attire to our organization. And I actually collected some from Kyla on Saturday, and Kyla actually did a pickup for me also in Bantry Bay, so I was very grateful for that. And so that's another way that you can get involved. You can reach out to your friends, your families, even your colleagues at work. You know, any time of the year, you can get your HR department involved to run a clothing drive in your organization. You can volunteer at our resume clinics. I've put up a lovely picture from one of our resume clinics. We host them twice a month at Sarki Bartman for the ladies at the Sarki Bartman Center. For those of you who don't know Sarki Bartman, they are a shelter for women and children who suffer gender-based violence. And as you can imagine, many of these women flee their homes. They don't take anything with them, and they never return home. And so the clothing we give them is free of charge. I mean, the last thing they're thinking about is, I need to get a job, and do I have the right clothing for it? So, you know, now people always think, how can a piece of clothing change somebody's life? I mean, we've heard from Lizelle and we've heard from Nicqie, women who can. We all want to make that right, good first impression, whether we are meeting somebody new, going on a date, meeting colleagues, going to work every day, or just going for an interview. And so I always tell people when I talk about the work we do that we are changing the world one woman at a time. And we can only do it with support from women like you all on this call today. We are all volunteers. We don't get paid for the work we do. We do it because we're passionate about helping other women. And we can't do the work we do without other women's support. I think I have one of my board members on the call this evening. Let me just double check if she's still on the call. Andri, Andri is here. Not sure she's available to come on and say hi. But as you can see, there are many ways to get involved. And I hope that once the pandemic settles down, we will be able to get back to doing the work that we do. If you know women that need our support, please also refer them to us. How we usually work is with referral partners, so schools, colleges, universities, community groups, church groups, and other nonprofits who already support women in any way. And if they're ready to get into the workforce, they can get referred to us. And so that's how, you know, the women come to us. We also help women if they, you know, message us on Facebook or through any of our social media platforms saying that, you know, they're going for an interview, you know, can they get support from us? Now, just bear in mind that, and it's a horrible thing to say, but I have to mention it, we get clothing from women who donated for this cause. And often we have people that, you know, take a chance and say they need clothing for whatever reason. We do verify that they are actually going for an interview, because I think it's important for us to be clear about our vision and our mission, but it's also important that the clothes that you are donating goes to the right cause and for the purposes it was intended for. So that's it from me. I also have a full-time job, a new one, by the way, that I just started. So I do this in my spare time, but I love supporting women. And I think it's important that, you know, if you have some spare time, please feel free to get involved and support us. It's such an important cause for, you know, us to help. And we really do change the lives of women. Any questions for me? We don't have a branch in Durban, unfortunately, Zanele. I think that was but we do have plans to move to the rest of the country. We've done some work up in Johannesburg already. We actually did it with a television show, How Do I Look? Where we supported about 40 ladies going for interviews, and that was an amazing experience. That was 2019 and 2018. But we've not yet ventured into the KwaZulu-Natal area. But please feel free to get in touch with me. I'm going to put my email address on chat, and my mobile phone is available for WhatsApp. I don't normally, you know, if I'm busy, I won't respond immediately, but please feel free to get in touch. Any questions for me? No? And I want to tell you that we have planned 2 more sessions like this. Kyla, remind me of the dates. I think we said the end of October and the 2nd of December, if I'm not mistaken. We have 2 amazing topics. So please keep looking out on our social media. And once again, thank you, Lizelle. Thank you, Nicqie. We really appreciate your time. Kyla, we couldn't have done this without you. Thank you so much, darling. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you, Tiara. It's been an absolute honor and privilege being able to be part of it. And yeah, we are in awe of what you do, and we are so grateful that we can be a little part of your world. So thank you. Oops, I think Tiara got kicked off. Oh, no, she's on silent. Ladies, gentlemen, I see we had a gentleman. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. It's been amazing. Thank you for sharing this journey with us. And we are so looking forward to hosting you on the next one. Wishing you the most incredible evening. And we really appreciate your time. Thank you for supporting us. Bye.